HipHopSince1987.com.
Welcome to the Untitled Podcast. Thank you for joining us on another rainy Tuesday. I don't know why it rains every Tuesday, but that was a little shout out to Eric too on the logo.
Thank you. I'm about to say, y'all know why it rains.
That was a beautiful shout out, man.
It never rains.
Eric
in Southern
always
California.
making it rain.
That's it.
This is the Untitled Podcast, brought to you by HipHopSince1987. We got a lot in store for y'all, so make sure y'all like, comment, share, tell a friend. We're here. We're posting everything, so make sure you're liking and hit that bell so you can get every time we post a video, every time, whether it's the Untitled Podcast or Hip Hop Since 1987, you want to be in the know, make sure you hit the bell so you'll be getting those notifications. And be sure to subscribe.
Yes.
You can follow us on all social media platforms. Can't remember our social media names.
Just follow
by
us.
heart, but they will be posted in the comments below. So please be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So please be sure to follow us where we'll be posting all of the breaking news, headline news, news from the culture, state of the culture, if you will. Not to bite on anybody else, but y'all know what I mean.
Yes.
And, just updates about who we are, where we be.
Right.
So without any further ado, my name is Kiki. I'm your favorite Philly joint. You know, I'm from North Philly. That's where I rest. That's where I be. That's where we at currently. But I always keep my Jersey boys with me. Starting to my right, we got
Your boy D. Kel. How you doing? How are you?
That's all you gonna say? DJ E, Mr. Influential. I'm from Trenton. That's where I'm from. Like Kiki said, she from North Philly, and this is this and that, and this is where we at.
We almost should call this the bridge.
The bridge.
The bridge.
The bridge.
Trenton Makes. It's still gonna be our goddamn name. The Trenton Makes Bridge.
Now, I just want to know something. I just gotta figure something out and trying to see something before we get it. Did y'all see the tribute, the whole thing for Kobe and Gigi?
Nah, I didn't see it, but I've been, catching it in the news and stuff like that. I didn't watch it directly,
You didn't see that? It's hard to watch.
I couldn't. I knew I didn't have the emotional capacity to watch it. Not that I'm trying to disregard his legacy or their life celebrations and all that. I just was like, I just can't be sitting here crying all day.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to the family, of course. I hear it was a beautiful service. I have seen the highlights. Mm-hmm. I've seen the headlines, but and it's funny because I watched the whole Michael Jackson funeral, and I guess because Michael Jackson is still my number one artist. Yeah. But I don't know. It was something about this one. I think because it was so unexpected. Because with Michael Jackson, no shade to the king, but we knew Michael Jackson wasn't working with everything. We knew it was something off.
Yeah.
I never thought that drugs would be the issue, but and I never thought that drugs would be the thing that killed him. But it's not like Michael Jackson was like the picture of health either. He was a little frail. He was pale and frail. He got
skinny, light skin with straight
got
hair.
A light skinned friend looked like Michael Jackson.
Started out like
dark
a real
skinned
nigga.
friend.
Yeah.
So it was.
Exactly.
So it was.
Kanye said that.
So it wasn't. He wasn't the picture of health. And it was almost like, they kind of had been driving Michael Jackson crazy. So his passing was almost like, even if he would have been a picture of health because of his celebrity and all of the things that was chasing after him as far as the media and stuff like that, you could see where that was going.
Yeah.
Almost. But I think with Kobe in particular, we talked about this before. He grew up with us. He's our age. He was like the picture of health. Yeah. It was unexpected. Yeah. It's not like he had some type of terminal illness, or it's not like, his daughter had been diagnosed with anything. It was just a regular, the same thing we all do as parents. You get up, you take your kids to their extracurricular activities, and the expectation is, regardless of what method of transit you take, the expectation is always to make it home. Exactly. I did hear that his late wife, she's not the late wife, because that would mean she passed. I don't know how to use that term. But I did hear his surviving wife.
His surviving wife.
Okay. I heard that she is suing the helicopter company for negligence.
Oh, yeah? They knew something was wrong? Or they were saying something about the fog or something like that?
Right.
the fog situation, nobody was supposed to go up, and they went up still. That's what it is.
Right. So that's what they're saying.
That's
like
deep.
as the professional, the pilot should have known. And, no disrespect to his family, because he had a family as well. He lost his life too. But they're saying that he should have used his professional opinion and his professional knowledge to say, the air conditions aren't, conducive to a flight right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's
now
a tragedy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the difference too, like with the Michael Jackson and the versus the Kobe funeral, a child died too.
Yes.
So now you're watching. Yeah, but I'm talking about this particular service.
Daughter and father. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So this particular service was a dedication to both their lives. And children's funerals. I say funerals. Funeral. Not that you just.
She's still celebrating her birthday, y'all. I don't know what it is.
You
was getting ready to say something.
I think it's my braces. I'm like trying to get over them. Like, all right.
You was gonna say something, dude. You was about to say.
Nah, I wasn't about to say nothing, man. I kind of like,
I wasn't about to say that, but I kind of.
You gotta watch your words. You don't want to sound insensitive.
I don't want to sound sensitive.
Thing.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to speculate or assume neither. But you got to remember, like, I know what his wife is doing, and she want to sue and stuff like that. But you never know what the situation was before they got in that helicopter. You could have said, "Sir, we can't do this to skies." Like, nah, you gonna take us. You know what I'm saying? It could have been an issue like that, but I don't. Like I said, I don't want to speculate and assume. And stuff like that. But you know that they gonna go through their whole legal process and they gonna get to that.
And that part, as we know, ain't even really that important. It's news.
Yeah.
But it definitely ain't important.
Yeah. And then, regardless of whatever the outcome is, whether she decided to go through with the lawsuit or if she wins the lawsuit, nothing brings your family back.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
Right.
Exactly.
It's just a tragic situation
all
the way around.
It's tough on a lot of those families who lost two loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, or more, at least two loved ones in all of those families that was in that helicopter because it was a parent and child or children.
Right.
So we give our condolences and hearts to all the families there, and God bless. And it's going to lead me to another question. And
you trying to throw your trash in my bag?
This is something. Put that trash in that bag, dude.
That's the trash.
That's the only paper that'll be in your donation.
I'm a donation. I'm a
trash basket.
I'm gonna direct this to y'all, and we gotta try our best not to be on this shit the whole night.
Whoa.
Who do y'all see being the candidate running against Trump?
Nobody.
Because I know y'all, I look at y'all for my political news. I mean, I chime in, but I just need y'all perspective and y'all belief of the situation.
I just think it's going to be Bernie Sanders. Who I want to see is something different, but I think it's going to be Bernie
Who would
Sanders.
you like to see?
Biden. Joe Biden.
Let him go.
Author of the crime bill.
I just don't like Joe Biden's. None of the candidates that's up there are really tickling my fancy. A lot of them,
and that's what's sad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when Bush ran against Kerry.
Yeah, exactly. So damn, I forgot about Kerry. Yeah, but what it is, Bernie, I'm starting to like his politics. I'm starting to like his politics a little better because he's not totally against gun control. You know what I'm saying?
He just old.
Yeah, but his
he's 78.
His plan towards healthcare kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But
all right, so let's think about it like this. Bernie Sanders is 78 years old, right?
Right.
Yeah, they all
so
old. Everybody
the election is in November. The inauguration would be January 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now we give him 79. Mm-hmm. Now you got to do 4 years in the office. And you see how fast that office be aging people.
Yeah.
So do we...
But that's the thing, because he gonna want 8 years. Nah, but that's what I'm saying. Most of them up there, besides Buttigieg, are in their 70s. In one of the arguments they going at each other right now. Let me see your medical record.
Yeah, that's the funny. Well, D told me that shit.
That's how old people always argue with each other. Like,
let me see your medical record.
I'm good. Let me see yours. Nigga, here go mine.
And that is the old people argument. That is the argument.
What's that, John
Carl? Can you see the day when I said, Kiki, I want to see that shit. Let me see your medical record. Let me see what you're doing. You still going to get that pappy pap like I'm going to be saying some old crazy.
You can't eat that chicken breast. Give it here.
Right? I eat salt. I know you're about to eat no salt.
Got the goddamn Italian sauce.
Yeah, that bullshit.
Somebody call his doctor, man.
Is it fake? Do they got like low fat? That's gonna sound stupid as hell. What I'm about to say. You know, everything has a substitute.
Yeah.
Is there a substitute for salt?
Mrs. Dash.
You're right. I do have that at my house.
Now, but what's in Mrs. Dash? Because it's got
salt.
Salt is salt. That's what I'm saying. Like it's salt, it's sodium,
Salt and
salt,
leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves.
which got a little sprinkle of salt on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
A little sodium. I don't give a fuck.
You know what I mean? How they got sweet and low for sugar and
sweet and low will kill you too, because sweet and low has
that fuck you up worse.
Yeah, it's I think it's called like what is it? Aspartame.
Yeah,
it's that chemical in it.
Yeah.
Like the same with diet sodas. That's why they're terrible for you, because first of all, they're really not that much lower in sugar, and it has that aspartame in it that's a cancer causing agent. So you don't want to ingest that. No,
that's why they got the Diet Pepsi with no aspartame.
Still gross. Still gross. And still
stevia,
no thank you.
Like stevia is supposed to be the best sugar replacement, but you know why stevia gets a bad rap? Because I looked online.
Google?
They don't know why this thing that's the sugar replacement has nothing in it. Mm-hmm. So they feel like we don't understand it,
really
so it's bad. Leaf. Yeah.
Like straight from the sugar cane leaf?
Yeah, like
because what makes sugar bad is all the things that they do to it.
Yeah,
the processing of the sugar. So because like I use sugar in the raw.
Yeah.
So and that's when I do ingest sugar. Like for the most part, I only have I don't even put sugar in my coffee anymore. Yeah, so I try to but sugar is literally in everything. So I can't even say like I try not to eat sugar because I'm not using sugar packets or pouring sugar into things. Yeah, but sugar is literally in everything.
Yeah, if it's not salty, it's got some type of sugar in it.
Yeah, and even the salty shit got sugar in it.
You gotta watch the sugar. I had problems with sugar one time. You know what I mean?
Shout out end up like Big Mama.
Shout out to Sugar, man.
Shout out to Sugar.
that nigga been taking niggas out a long time. You know?
Okay.
And he's sweet.
And that's what people say. They get diabetic.
Yeah.
Black folks, we don't say they got diabetes.
You know his sugar bad. All right, you know his sugar bad.
Yeah, sugar done got it.
You know, it's like I heard people with high cholesterol. They the people that get the blue around their eye. Around their pupils and shit.
You just taught me
that high cholesterol?
Yeah, when you see black people with brown pupils and they start to get blue around their pupils, it's a buildup of cholesterol in the body.
Where you learn that from?
From someone.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up.
That was a nurse or something? No, I'm serious.
Someone that was a nurse.
I listen to the same shit when people tell me shit like
someone
that.
that was a nurse, and then I looked it up.
I like your response from someone.
From someone who shall remain nameless.
You know, that's like how I found
someone
out.
who I disassociated myself with, or who disassociated themselves with me.
Okay, we
don't. What you do? Oh my God!
Yeah,
I don't do nothing but be me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but listen,
and me's not bad.
That reminds me.
I fucks with you.
Yeah,
that reminds me when I learned about the only thing. Like we know how when we was young, you know what I mean. Your parents would be like, "Make sure you put your coat on. You can get a cold."
Yeah,
right. You can only get sick from germs.
Yeah.
And somebody taught me that you only get sick from germs. They say you can go in the biosphere. It could be one of the cleanest places in the world. It could be -10 in that bitch. You won't get sick. You'll freeze like a motherfucker, but you won't get sick.
And then you'll stop.
That was
living.
a nurse that I knew that taught me that.
Yeah. It's only when you go, but not even that. Because like some germs spread, like that coronavirus that's going around, they don't know how that motherfucker's spreading.
I heard some shit, but I can't talk about it on the air.
Yeah, I have to tell y'all off the air because I don't want to get shut down before we get put on.
Yeah,
but
you can't talk about it. They'll punch you in your face.
Man,
look, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about it.
Chinese government.
Let's change the subject.
So that was a helpful.
So Harvey Weinstein,
right? Yeah, exactly. Harvey.
Our ongoing coverage of Harvey Weinstein. If you've been listening, God knows every episode almost we have an update on this case.
He done forcefully ate some pussy legally now. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead. My bad.
And I'm trying to think like, how
do
you take that by force?
That's one of the charges.
Somebody, all right. No, I'm about to say something.
Did he settle a lot of? He settled for a lot.
Probably
of
so
before
what
that.
happened
Probably
was,
before that, but
so yesterday,
this shit he got charged.
Let me pull it up. What had happened was yesterday he had went to court and he was found guilty
of 2.
What? Yeah.
Oh shit.
I know, right?
Get out your motherfucking phone.
Y'all live?
I'll send them to you later.
Oh shit.
That came out of my hand. Like my hand got weak from his grip.
So Harvey Weinstein, who was 67 years old, was found guilty on Monday of third-degree rape.
Hold on, wait a minute. I don't mean to stop you. That motherfucker younger than Bernie?
Listen, okay. Look,
damn.
I don't believe none of his symptoms. Like first of all, you was the head of a production company in Hollywood. You got access to all types of props, makeup, and everything else. And your acting skills is superb because you was fine when you was chasing bitches down.
Yeah.
Man,
women,
said, like, this
women.
Shit happened like 3 years ago. Some of this shit where you forcefully ate some pussy. You're not forcefully eating some pussy, and then 3 years later,
eating some pussy.
Eating some pussy.
Hey,
I ate some pussy
from the bike.
From the cowling, nigga.
Yeah, from the bike. Not even the back.
Because I was shooting from the bike.
Bike. I ate some pussy from the bike.
Damn, dude.
I was trying to figure out, like, how do you do that by force as a woman?
He had to do it from the bike.
Stop, nigga. Ooh, stop. You know you're fucking like this.
I know, and I'm like, would I have the fortitude to make you stop?
See? Here go the bullshit.
That's the weight of my heart.
All right, Harvey, fucking lick some of that ass, man. Lick some of that ass.
Go get it. Go on.
I'm telling after this, but keep doing that shit.
All right.
No, you're not.
Not that we're not taking any of these allegations or convictions.
What is it? Me
It's
too?
just comedy.
Yeah.
We're a little funny.
We got to laugh to keep from crying. So, all right. So, found guilty earlier on Monday of third-degree rape of a woman, one of his accusers, Jessica Mann, a former aspiring singer, as well as a count of criminal sexual act in the first degree against Mimi Haley, a former Project Runway production assistant. The jury found him not guilty on 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, which I'm high.
That was the last
which each carried the sentence of up to life in prison. Mm-hmm. He was also acquitted on a count of first-degree rape against man. So
he could get charged anywhere from 4 to 29 years, something like that.
So 2 counts stuck. The counts that carried the most time, he was acquitted
on.
5
to 30, 4 to 29.
4 years.
It's a real crazy range. Like, you know how the cable company...
Not 5 to 30.
It's like when the cable company like, we'll be out there anytime between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m. Yeah. Like, it's a real weird range
like
that they
do
gave.
At Waterworks. Yeah. But between 8 and 4.
But the 2 most serious counts were the predatory sexual assault counts, and he was found not guilty on both of those. So, like you said, like he's looking at, and if he's sentenced, I'm still not believing that he's actually going to go to jail. Personally, I do not believe it. I believe that Bill Cosby was, but then I still was thinking like, because everybody was like, oh, ain't nobody gonna send that old man to jail. Don't send that old man to jail. And I was like, old nigga going to jail.
Yeah.
So
and you be thinking they going to Club Fed, like they about to pick him up and take him to Rikers.
Damn.
That's where he going. Well, that's why he was like, "Oh, my heart."
Yes, because immediately after the convictions came down, or after the verdicts came down, he had to be whisked away to the hospital. So it's immediately following this court proceedings, he went to the hospital.
I would have went to the hospital too.
Yeah, I'd have been sick.
Sick. Having chest pain.
Speaking of prison,
it's the big one.
Rikers.
Have y'all caught the new show on ABC called For Life?
No.
Executive producer 50 Cent?
No.
Oh, 50 out here making
It comes on
moves.
Tuesdays.
Do they have on demand?
Yes.
It's about jail.
Episodes, yeah, well, it's based on a true story.
I don't like jail stories.
No, but the guy he became a lawyer in jail, and he helps the inmates. But this is based on the true story.
Oh.
You know the comedian Mr. Commodore on Instagram? You ever seen him? Fresh out, ain't nothing to go back. You ain't never seen him, funny as hell.
I heard the line before. Yeah.
He got little parts and shit in it. You know what I mean? Some of the cast that I've seen from Power was in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But people that have background parts, we don't even know his real name. We call him Weebay, the third nigga in charge.
Yeah, third nigga in charge. Yeah.
He in it and shit.
Now, hold on. It's more or less like a show, not a documentary.
It's a show.
Oh, okay.
It's a series.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes on ABC.
Okay.
It's called For Life. 2 episodes in. Episode 3 comes on tonight, but on demand, Hulu.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Good show.
I'm check it out.
Good show. I watched both episodes. I liked it. As soon as I said, I said, "Oh, this is some good shit." It's another black actor. I'm gonna tell you now, because shout out to DK. He said, man, when I first watched it, you could tell this nigga studied Denzel's whole moves, because the dude making mouth gestures and everything like this. But then I read up on him. He's from London. So knowing that he was coming over, he doesn't have the accent in the show. Mm-hmm. That's probably who his influence was.
Right.
Who you talking about, man? I think
Denzel Chen, like.
Yeah, he do all that. Mm-hmm. He do all that. I'm dead serious.
He do all the bleak lips.
I'm gonna give you his exact name.
It's a lot of good young actors. Like my man who played the Riz on the Wu shit, he a good actor. I like him.
Oh yeah. What's his name? He played on
Okay,
this guy's name is Nicholas Pinnock. Nicholas Pinnock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. And his the lady that plays, this is funny, that plays the mother of his child, is the girlfriend from Get Rich or Die Trying. If you've seen that, Joey Bryant. Joey Bryant, that played
I can't go back into my memory banks like
Welcome
that.
Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Martin? Can't go back into my memory.
Joey Bryant.
Okay, she looks familiar.
Yeah. She played. Y'all don't remember Get Rich or Die Trying for 50 Cent?
Of course, I remember the movie. I mean,
yeah, I don't remember the cast.
Okay, all I'm saying to you,
I remember the plot.
The man is making big moves with shows.
Yeah.
And he's using
absolutely.
And he's helping people get careers.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
wonderful.
We was just talking about 50 on the way up here.
On the way up here, I seen an interview recently with him, and everybody takes him so serious on his Instagram. Yeah. But a lot of times, he said, "I just be joking. Yeah. I do stuff like that to get your attention, so I ain't got to talk to everybody just to get to you."
That's funny.
That's just what it is.
Very calculated. And everything he does is calculated.
He said, but at the same time, I feel the truth. Like he was talking about how he said Angie Martinez should have made it to TV and Wendy should have just stayed on the radio.
Yeah.
Because
Angie Martinez did have a show not too long ago. I don't know what happened.
I seen it. It was on but it wasn't. He meant like how Wendy's come on every day.
Yeah.
Angie did have one.
No, she had a talk show. Like not the recent talk show where she sit down and tell. It's like Untold Hip Hop Stories.
That's
or something.
What I'm talking about.
Right,
yeah.
And that's a good show too. So she does have that show, and in that show is more Angie in her lane, like more Angie sitting interviewing an artist.
Yeah.
So I think what like you're saying, like what 50 said, she should have had that daytime money, like that daytime position.
He was saying it though, because then he turned around. He said,
but she had that. She had an Angie Martinez.
He said
show.
only because she's more easy on the eyes than Wendy.
Ooh, him and Wendy got an ongoing beef going on.
But guess what? He said the beef is over. They said the beef over because she basically, I think she said she admired him or something. She just basically killed him with kindness. He like, I've been doing this shit for so long. I can't even argue with her no more because he said I don't like to mess with somebody that don't want to mess with me back.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's no fun no more.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But Angie got a little bigger, didn't she? She got a little bigger, She
We
still mess
all
with
did.
Q-Tip? She still mess with
no,
Q-Tip?
no, that's over. Yeah, that's been over.
I think I'm back.
I read her book.
I'm back in the early 2000s now. Yeah.
I read her book. Her book was really good.
And that was another thing. He put a thing up about her book and made a comment. And everybody thought, he said, everybody take me so crazy. He was like, oh, he wilding on Angie now. Like, he said, I ain't even talking shit about it. I was promoting the book for her. Like, that's my girl. Like,
but that's what happens when you get that type of you got a reputation of antagonizing people.
Yeah.
So everything you say is going to be taken, like, even if it's a compliment, it's going to be like, are you being sarcastic? Like, are you trying to be smart? So he has to remedy that because everything he says is going to be taken either out of context or taken like opposite.
And that's what he was talking about. But I just applaud him. And I think he got I can't remember the exact words.
He's a great businessman.
Ice Cube gave him a real big compliment. Talking as if like Cube was saying, like he could tell he was an influence on 50 when it comes to Hollywood. And they asked him, he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And he said, "Think about it. How many movies you seen Ice Cube in that he didn't have nothing to do with?
Yeah.
Other than like Boys in the Hood."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Ice Cube
and then the ones he did was like John Singleton only, and then it was like, all right, now I'm doing my own thing.
Ice Cube was the smartest one from NWA, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it wrong. Like Dre was bigger in the lane because that's what he was musically.
Dre was the more musician. He was a musician.
Yeah, musically, but as far as career wise, like Cube went crazy.
Yeah.
Dre is the richest out of all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, who went out independent, knew what he had to start doing and all that, man. Cube Q was dope. I remember, and me and him we shared the same birthday.
Yeah, I know that. June 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, and what's beautiful about all these guys, period, is I was watching a bunch of Unsungs the other day.
I love that show.
And they had the one with Nex on there.
That was a good one.
Like,
I
it's
never
asking what happened to him.
Yeah, and I never knew that. Not RL, but the other two was real brothers. I never
knew that either because they don't look like brothers.
Are any of them related to Teddy Riley? That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, you talking about the RL? He's not, but he does look like a little Teddy Riley.
Yeah. I thought that was his little.
Yeah.
I used to always be like, that's Teddy Riley, little brother.
But they still fucked up to the point when they ask the brothers, what y'all work, they doing their own thing. Would you work with RL again? Or they was like, if we can all get together. RL was like, I don't see it, man. I'm still hurt. You know
what happened with it?
Hey, man, this shit, you got to watch it. That shit was good.
Man,
that was a good one. That was a really good one, especially like when they was in their childhood. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Drew Hill's still fighting. I just read an article like a couple of hours ago that Nokia quit the group. I'm like, damn, it's Black History Month. What the hell?
You know what's funny? They shit premiered that night, but I couldn't make it to 10 o'clock to watch this shit.
I'm going to watch that as soon as I get home. They stayed fighting. Remember they had that show on VH1.
Yeah.
Because Casey and JoJo had one too, and that's when we found out about all the.
Yeah.
But Drew Hill.
Ben knew they was all day shit.
Yeah, I saw Jodeci live too. That was an event. If you have the opportunity to, you should go to their show.
Oh, what, Jodeci?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they're not gonna make it all the way through to the end of the show.
They gonna let Mark kick the door in?
JoJo, Casey.
But did y'all hear that? I think Diddy's attempting to do Making the Band again.
I heard that.
Like, how do y'all think that would work now?
You didn't even make the last ones. Let's finish making those bands. Then we can make a band. But let's finish working on Dylan and them. Let's find Dylan.
Dylan and all the motherfuckers got real jobs in like a brokerage firm.
Dylan worked at the neighborhood Golden Crest.
I ran the Chopper. Was it last year? Last year's Super Bowl.
Where he worked for Amtrak or something else?
Nah, no, he still rapping shit.
Oh yeah.
But he was in his name Young City.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he had to change his name too.
His name Young City. So I was in Atlanta and we was down there and me and DK.
You can't redo it if it wasn't successful. I'm sorry, because
that's what's really going with.
Isn't that like the definition of insanity? Like to keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Like that's insane.
But here's the thing.
Exactly.
Why would anybody audition for that?
Because people are so thirsty and so attention hungry and such attention whores
you gonna have
that people are going to audition just to be on TV, just to have a moment.
I believe it's already set up. Like they already know who they want and everything.
Yeah. What you talking about when they do these shows?
No, nowadays a lot. Not all. See, I was watching the Rhythm. What's the Rhythm and Flow?
They got what you call it there though. They wasn't.
I know they did. I watched the whole shit. Calm down, nigga.
What you mean? Calm down.
No,
they talking about.
Damn, that motherfucker was real. But we all know he jumped me the fuck off. They said D Smoke and Sir are brothers.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yeah, D Smoke,
the R&B singer Sir.
Oh yeah.
Kendrick Lamar is on Sir's single.
Okay,
that's what. D Smoke also came out with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, he did. It looked like he ain't know when to start though.
Yeah, but no, I'm not saying D Smoke shouldn't have won. Or did these type of things. I'm talking about something like Making the Band. It's almost like, let me go to this casting thing. Who do music?
Yeah.
Because now that we have social media.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
But it be like that.
That's what I mean. That's what I was trying
to gag.
That's what I was trying to tell you. Like D Smoke, he was on a radio interview I saw. He was picked for that. It wasn't like
I know he was.
Yeah. Like the gang guy came to him and was like, I want you to be on this show. Yeah. Just like you're saying that they already have who they want. They always do that because they want.
Still won though.
Yeah, but that's what it. But that's what I'm saying. He made it to the point whereas I know I'm gonna win this. Like I still gotta win this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I might have been brought on, but I wasn't brought on to win.
Did you ever watch it?
What, the whole show?
Nah, but like the last one. Where
I watched when that motherfucker.
No, the gag is though somebody is usually set up to be the winner.
Yeah.
And in the case of Hustle and what is it called? I was about to call it Hustle and Flow. Yeah. I was about to call it everything, but okay.
Whoop that trick.
I'm out here for a pimp. So
all I remember from that movie is Luda pulling the gun out like this.
But the thing about that show is that the audience didn't necessarily make the decision. The judges did. So you could have had a private conversation with the judges like, yo, this is who we set him up, but we're going to put all these other people around him. They're good too, just to make for a good show, but the winner is going to be him. That could be the case. And even in situations where it's like an American Idol or like a Dancer with the Stars or something like that, where the audience might call in or the audience vote. Who's to say that who's counting these votes? I don't even trust the American political election, let alone the American Idol votes.
Speaking of that, in my American government class, I really just learned how the electoral college votes work. Like I just learned that shit.
But you have to break it down, brother.
Okay, this is what and D knew this too. So each state has a number. Mm-hmm. Okay, the number is determined of the participation of the census reports. So depending on how many people in the population creates the number. Mm-hmm. Now D had a great point. Still, what was the word what's the demographic? Do you still do it with race? Do you still do it with age? Because that's what census comes around at.
Yes. Right.
They don't just say how many people it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's this age group, it's the millennials and all this type of shit. But the census report creates the number. Now, the presidential election is only decided off the electoral college votes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the 538 comes from the amount of numbers of people that's in the 100 people that's in Senate and the 435 people that's in the House of Representatives, and then it's three something. Forgot what they explained.
With the executive branch,
I don't think it's executive. But it's something else. But that's where the 538 comes from. Mm-hmm. That's why once the winner hits 270, person hits 270, they win. That's why even though this class, I laugh, I say a Republican made this class, but they said that's why everybody believed that. Oh no, bitch, you ain't talking today. They believed that Bush won because he won Florida, when in all actuality he won one of these little swing states that go back and forth. I think it was New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The New Hampshire state, the little states. People think the little states don't matter. Right. They do when you're getting when the big states are being split. Yeah. Now, don't get it wrong. Florida was the last one we seen. Why everybody believed they said Gore won is because Gore won the popular vote, but because of those electoral college.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. You can win the popular vote, but you got to have those electoral.
That's right. All that matters. I said, damn, I understand it so much better.
The crazy thing is, Hillary won the popular vote and Trump won the electoral college. But then my next question is, so why even ask me if my opinion don't matter? Yeah, like if I'm not a part of the electoral college, so if I'm voting and I'm voting,
you're represented.
Am I? Because you're not going there with my vote. You went there and did whatever the fuck you wanted to do.
Like New Jersey has what, like 12 or 11?
Something like that. But no, I'm sorry, I left that part out. So, depending on the amount of votes that's done in that state, is where that group has to go and say, okay, this is a Democratic state. That's why you got swing states. So, like for example, Texas might always be a blue state.
Right, but I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing the overall or what the majority of the population, whatever their political affiliation may be. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that the Electoral College, all right, let's say if Pennsylvania, I think Pennsylvania is typically considered like a swing state because it could, considering the western parts of Pennsylvania, it could be very Republican in the rural areas or whatever. But it's a lot of metropolis areas, so, metropolitan areas. I say metropolis. That's Superman.
Superman.
But if the majority, so is the Electoral College, does it work like if the majority of the state votes Democrat, then I go as an Electoral College and vote Democrat? Yeah. So
no.
But ergo, no. But that would mean the popular vote equals the Electoral College. So why is it a difference?
No, what it is that state. Say the majority of the people of that state vote Democrat, the Democratic candidate gets the numbers. Yeah. That state represents. I think Pennsylvania, I don't know how many Pennsylvania, that's why they have to have 270. If somebody gets 270 they count all the votes and they get 270 points real quick, they win because there's no way that the other candidate can win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Pennsylvania has like I'm just going off the top of my head like 20 to 30 points. You can look it up. Mm-hmm. If say Pennsylvania has 30 points, right? Which I doubt they had that many, but say if they have 30 points. You go and vote. You vote Democratic. All your friends, everybody in the state becomes a Democratic street. Whoever's the Democratic candidate, whether it's Sanders or whoever, Bloomberg, whoever it is right now, they get the points. That goes on to their side. It's not like it's anybody there voting. They just get those points from that state. But that's
what I'm saying. So if that's the case, if the Electoral College have to vote in the same fashion that their state voted,
no, it's not the Electoral College that's voting. You get those points. Once the state votes, that candidate gets those points.
That candidate.
Okay, so each state is worth a certain amount of points.
Exactly. So, for example, I'm going to give you the states, the highest number of states. California, 55. Texas is 38. Florida's 29. New York is 29. Now, it's because the majority of your people live there. Mm-hmm. So if you win those 4 states right there, you damn near about to win.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And usually the Democratic vote, they get so close in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because those states are usually Democratic.
Some of them swing.
Yeah.
Some of them swing.
But sometimes you see that number jump up, then they be like, no, we're expecting such and such to get this. Yeah. And then you see the whole rest of the country like a red. Yeah. Usually when you look at that Electoral College shit, you see that map lit up.
Yeah.
Red.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But when Democrats win, it's because they'll win California, they'll win Florida, they'll win Texas, they'll win New York. Like when you win those, there. Quick math, y'all go ahead and keep talking. Do this quick math.
But that's why I think that the candidate that's going to end up running against Trump is Michael Bloomberg.
They're like the same person to me. Man.
Yeah, they are definitely.
And not talking about their money, but. If he is, this is who he is. But has he got personal on somebody's album or any artist lately?
The last musical project that I can say that's what Puff did is Diddy Dirty Money. And that was a really good album. The Last Train to Paris. Yeah. I still listen to that album. That's a really good one.
That's what Last Night. Is that on there?
No, that one, this is the album with Get Your Ass on the Floor. Them haters can't tell me nothing. Yeah. And he got the song with Usher. There's a song with Trey Songz.
Is it the song Work on there?
Is it? I think so.
Yeah.
And the song with Rick Ross. Yeah. And they got Hello, Good Morning.
Yeah. And, Ross' verse on there is nasty, man. I like that.
Him and Nicki both killed that shit.
Nicki always killed a feature,
I like
though.
Ross.
They killed it. They both killed that song. They both killed that song.
When the angels calling, I answer.
Yeah.
That's a good album. I like that album.
But music wise, I don't know what he been doing now.
Yeah, he probably just because Puff did
Ciroc?
At one point in time he was.
Ciroc is very big for him right now.
At one point in time I heard he was doing work with Census and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like his business capabilities go beyond the music.
Oh, absolutely. But Puff, that's been his note ever since he got into the music industry. Like, he was always about building a brand, building a lifestyle.
Right.
Exactly.
And that lifestyle still lives on. Like, everybody I know still rock Versace and Moschino. Like, it was brands that I didn't even know about. Like, the high-end fashion stuff. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't have never heard of them, but the person that brought that style of fashion and those names and those fashion houses into my life.
Dancing motherfucker.
It's because of this. But it's because of this.
gave me my Chanel habit.
It's because he knew.
Now I'm broke all the time.
It's one thing
he knew. I'm broke.
Yo, crazy shit. He knew the power of investing.
Exactly.
So it's like, that's another thing. My other class, securities investments that I'm taking right now. I finally really understood the difference between bonds and stocks. What I mean? Bonds, you're basically giving somebody some money. They're going to pay you back in a certain amount of time with interest. And in between that, you'll get dividends.
Right.
When you buy stocks, you're buying a share. So stocks are more risky because if it doesn't grow, you lose money. But this is the thing about people like Diddy, Jay-Z, 50 Cent. Their influence makes the sell. Like, I want to try Branson Kanye just because 50 talks about it so much.
Right.
We wanted to try. Diddy didn't create Ciroc.
No.
He bought shares in Ciroc.
Exactly.
And when he started talking about Ciroc,
that's all we drink now.
So do they talk about the process a business has to go through in order to become a publicly traded business? Now, do they first start off with investors as far as stocks and bonds and stuff like that?
I believe some companies can get into that. I don't know the rules and the stipulations. Okay. I forgot what they called them. I learned this in something different. It was called a angel investor or something. It's like an investor who really just believes in you, but they don't have no ties to you. They just believe you. Like how they do on Shark Tank. Yeah. Y'all know Shark Tank.
Like a silent partner.
Exactly. Like Shark Tank's biggest fail. What do y'all think their biggest fail was?
What you mean? Like just the
investment that they missed.
I didn't watch it religiously, so I can't say.
Well, they said the ring shit, man.
They got it. The Ring doorbell. It was called Doorbot. Oh. They did not want to invest. They all said no.
I think that Doorbot / the Ring is a little too invasive, though. I don't care for it.
I understand what you're saying.
I love it, man. Who the fuck showing up in my goddamn crib right now?
But what I'm saying is money-wise.
I just don't answer.
But money-wise.
If you call first, you don't belong here.
It worked.
Right. Right, because everybody has one.
Shaq jumped into that. Nas jumped into it. Who else jumped into it? I think Goldman Sachs, like a bunch of people jumped into it. So when Amazon bought it for $1 billion, Nas made $40 million off that $1 billion sale.
Yeah.
So we all remember when Dre went up high when they bought Beats.
Right.
So because he put everything into that. But for Nas to get 40, he put maybe $1 million in that bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A couple shares in it.
And that's why a person like him, see, he changed his whole surroundings. Like he like the rapper Nas. We were talking about Nas before the show, because it ain't hard to tell. And it's right here in the feed. He hangs out
and
now.
And that's my future baby father.
He hangs out with Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban.
Right.
And which is another guy that they had me study. Mark Cuban, they say he was just always gutsy. Like he went with his gut. He knew. He fucking bought a bar while he was in college for $15,000 as a student. And that became the #1 bar at the college.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta go.
You
gotta go with your gut. See, the thing about issues with things like Shark Tank and stuff like that, and these people that's desperately going to put that shit in people's hands, like some of these investors, they gotta look at what the product is and who's presenting the product as if it was them.
Yeah.
Now, some of these people who come and they present these, like I've seen them turn people down. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, yo, this person's on point. Yeah. They shit is on point. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I was one of these investors, I would really invest in it.
But they like what they sometimes how they present it, but sometimes they want the deal to be worth their while.
And you gotta also see, like, is there a market for it? Like, it's a lot that goes into it. How do we market it? Is there a market for it? Like,
but that's what I mean. Some of these people they've already started.
Yeah.
And they're already successful.
Most of them did.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good, you know what I'm saying, to ride that there is a market for it. It's just that they're asking to boost their market.
I'm not talking about the market, though. I'm talking about when that investor, you know what I mean, when they offer their terms. Mm-hmm. And then you got the person saying, nah, that's too much.
Yeah, but that's true. That's true. I mean, like, look.
All the fails is not on the investor. Yeah. He looking at, like, you come to me for money. Yeah. I believe what you got. But this is the only way I'm getting involved, because when a person say I give you 100,000 and I want 30%, that mean they believe in the fuck out of the shit.
Exactly.
Because 30%,
that's a lot.
That's a lot to give away.
That's a lot to give away.
That's a lot. You expecting that 100,000 to come back 100,000 times more.
Yeah,
you know what
that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're expecting, but you know
that's like even with Facebook. You know what I mean? When Zuckerberg, first of all, he stole it from the twins, right? Mm-hmm. When he stole it from the twins and made it to Facebook, and it was at Harvard, and the next thing you know, ended up at Yale, to Stanford, and all that type of stuff. The guy from Napster, Sean Parker, I think that was his name. Mm-hmm. He the one that met him and said, let me help you get this to the next level. Now, first Zuckerberg did his CFO dirty in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta crush a couple.
Yeah, he tried to give him only like 3%, but his CFO beat him in court. So the CFO wound up getting 34%. Then it's another little Zuckerberg has 51. Then it's another little company. That's where the advertisement come. They 8%, and then the guy from Napster got 7%. Yeah. And all he did was introduce him to that. I just want a little 7. I don't even want 10. I'm gonna put you in the right hands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's still. That's why because you remember when Napster came out, bitch, we lost our mind.
Yeah.
What? I lost it. I still miss Napster.
Exactly.
I still miss
them. But like he even mentioned in that movie, man. Or he probably mentioned it in real life. Don't get it wrong. That's where he started making his real money from now. Yeah. That's what he does now. He works on security systems for people because
help people from getting stolen from them. Exactly. Stole from them.
He woke up the fucking music world. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? CDs and tapes quickly became a thing of the past. Like tapes and remember 8-track and shit like that and tapes and all that.
That was the beginning of the streaming music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then CDs was dope, but it went past CDs very fast.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what happened with Apple was Apple and Android, they took away like all the little MP3 players and stuff like that. You rarely see an iPod being marketed like that.
When I see somebody with an iPod, I'm like, well, what year is this? Like,
exactly.
Why do you have that?
Exactly.
I got a little MP3 player like this.
Yeah, but that's for.
I use it for when I do weddings and stuff.
Right, you use it specifically.
It's for the cocktail hour.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna leave my phone out there.
Yeah, and that's not your method of listening to music. You're not like, let me set the mood. Yeah. Where's my MP3 player?
I wrap it right around the speaker. It just look like the speaker be sitting there, and then it just be an MP3 player this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing 2 hours worth of music.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
But you use it for music storage.
That's it.
And not for music streaming.
Nah.
Exactly. That's our point.
My phone.
That man changed the game. He changed it. He made you realize
but that's the thing about being. Y'all got to watch that show. I was telling y'all about the last time we were here. The Men Who Built America. Okay. And what I liked about those Amazon Prime.
Oh, Men Who Built America.
But it's technically a PBS. It's a PBS production, but it's on Amazon Prime.
I got you.
And it is about Andrew.
Like
huh?
No, CBS.
No, PBS.
No, PBS. Keep one eye open like PBS.
Yeah.
Jay
see me stressed, right? Can I live?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But Jay-Z did say CBS, but keep going. Yeah, like Eyewitness News. Shut the fuck up. Let her tell the story. I got you. I'm fucking with you.
So it's like Andrew Carnegie, John Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Ford.
Damn.
And somebody else,
Chase Morgan,
Tesla, Edison, like all of them, all of them was running around at the same time. All of them were kind of in the same circle, rubbing elbows a little bit, or being competitors.
Yeah, right.
And the thing about all of them is that they saw the next wave, like they saw the future. So I think that's what makes people in the tech industry, because there's been a whole lot of technical
innovation,
but it's been a whole lot of tech shit that came out that's like not even a thing anymore. Like remember like nano pets or something like that. Like it's been times where like tech shit can work, and there's times where shit don't work. So you got to see the wave,
like it just dies,
and you got to see how will this change people's lives. Like how will people implement this into their lives so much that it becomes embedded in their everyday.
But here's the key to that. Even with tech,
even Uber as a car service is a tech
it's
service.
It's ran by tech. But even with tech stuff, when you don't have the bright idea, it's good to have the money to invest in it. So, for example, when it went to streaming music, the only reason why we even think about Tidal is because of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right. Think. But a lot of people have Tidal. And how did he spring Tidal off? I'm gonna give this shit to you for free because when he made that deal for the album the Magna Carta Holy Grail, he had already sold 5 million before the shit even came out. Mm-hmm. If you had that Samsung phone,
on that,
he was giving them
Samsung deal.
Like that. Fuck with me, you know.
Jay-Z was gonna sell anyway,
but he know that. But you don't realize what his ultimate plan was. People didn't care about getting a CD anymore. They quickly bought my album because Samsung got his phone. So how about if I got a device or a streaming service where I can give you my whole catalog, but it's only exclusive to this streaming service.
Right.
And then later he found this. The beginning of this year is when it went to Apple. Everything went to Apple.
Yeah. And the thing about Tidal too, I think a lot of people was interested in it because it was by an artist. Yep. And like we said earlier, Jay-Z is a heavy influence. Like Jay-Z got people to stop wearing jerseys and start wearing button-ups. Okay. Yep. Like Jay-Z got people drinking Cristal, Belvedere, and then told us to stop drinking Cristal and Belvedere.
Exactly.
And now we like Ace of Spades and Douce.
That's it.
So So Jay-Z has always had a heavy influence on the wave of the culture.
Right.
So Tidal initially was, like you said, like because of Jay-Z's influence, we were going to gravitate towards it. But for me, when they were marketing like this is for the artists, because I did start feeling bad about all my Napster, all the stealing and piracy that I had done through Napster and other services. So it was Lime Life or Lime Stream or something. It was a whole bunch of them. So
Livewire. That's what it was. Napster and Livewire.
You know, and for people who consider themselves an artist too, you start to think like, okay, we are stealing these people's money. They're not getting paid off of this because people used to get paid off of hard copies. You get paid X amount of dollars or cents based on how many units you sell.
Cents.
Yeah, mostly cents.
Cents.
So when you have a situation where it's like, okay, the artist is actually going to start getting some money off of their music, that was an incentive for me because I do think people should get paid for their craft, for their art, for their intellectual property.
When it was streaming.
Because for a minute there, artists was not getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody getting paid.
And some of these companies was really selling their music digitally, and they wasn't getting paid off.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right. So it's beautiful, but even when we were talking about Jay-Z when he bought Tidal, and that goes back to the investor side of it, he bought Tidal for about anywhere between 53 to 56 million. Apple Music already done offered him 500 million for it, but he won't sell it to him because he want to keep the control of that.
Yeah,
he got enough money right now.
I wouldn't sell it either.
Why sell it? Because he's opening up exclusively for artists. I didn't say he wouldn't never do it.
Yeah, he would.
But I don't think he would sell it to them. I don't think he's going to sell it to them from the verse and everything that he was kicking.
Yeah, because they were going to
kill
it. Nobody wants what they have or they build up to be done. Like, why would Apple Music keep Tidal if it has Apple Music? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
sometimes you buy companies just to kill it.
To kill it.
And that was the thing about Vanderbilt when he was doing the railroads. He would buy smaller railroad companies just to kill them and take over their tracks or take over their companies and just keep rebuilding his company or building his company even bigger. So sometimes you don't necessarily want to buy it for its content, or you do want to buy it for its content if it's exclusive. Like now, you know, if I buy Tidal, I get Jay-Z's catalog and all of the fans that's going to stream it.
But that's what he did. I think he wound up selling the rest of it to Apple. Because now his whole catalog is on Apple Music.
Yeah.
As of the beginning of this
But they
year.
had to pay him handsomely for it because he had options.
Right.
A lot of people don't have those options.
And he was smart because not only did he have his catalog, he had his catalog.
Yeah.
He had Beyonce's catalog. And not everybody was on Rockefeller.
No, anybody he was affiliated with.
Yeah, not
because at
necessarily.
one point in time, Kanye's catalog was only on Tidal. I think he took.
Kanye.
He had an exclusive deal with Tidal for
But
a minute.
he also made that deal.
I think the Life of Pablo was supposed to be exclusively only on Tidal.
But then he made the deal with Apple because that's when they thought they was beefing really about that. But I'm talking about him, his wife, and Prince.
Yeah, because he has.
Because Prince, it wasn't shit.
Yeah.
On Apple Music.
You couldn't, and when Prince was alive, you couldn't even find him on YouTube.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Them three people right there.
They on Apple Music
everything.
now?
You never have to work again a day in your life.
Let's find out if the artist.
But what it is now, the fact that even if he did sell it to Apple, like I said, nobody wants what they helped create or created to be, just eliminated by a person that they're selling to. Now you have certain deals like with Tidal with
Purple Rain on here.
Yeah. Now you have certain deals with like
shit on here now.
Tidal with what's the DJ shit? The Scratch Lot. No, I'm talking Serato. You know what I'm saying? Like like they're intertwined with that. You can use your catalog, your Tidal catalog and Serato and stuff like that. So the things that they're entwined with.
But that's like doing a partnership as opposed to doing like full ownership.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So you could do partnerships
with them having partnerships
parties.
with different things. It's not, you can't necessarily like, all right, I bought this and I'm gonna just get rid of it.
Right.
It's a part of something else now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to renegotiate that contract as well. You feel what I'm saying? So whenever they sell something, they might be like, you gotta take all this shit in too with it. That's just like when an artist gets signed and they sign themselves to their own label first.
Yeah.
That'd be the smartest artist in the world. It's like, all right, you want to sign me, you got to bring the company. You got to sign me through my company.
But that's what they say even when you want to open a small business. Like, you're supposed to get like an LLC or something like you're supposed to incorporate yourself instead of and then start doing businesses and credit through your LLC as opposed to ruining your own credit. So even when you buy houses and stuff, it's best to do it through an LLC because you get different protections and things like that under business laws and business protections and business taxes that you can't write off as an individual.
Yeah, like my studio is inside my house, so a lot of my stuff in my house I write off in my taxes because it's
my office is my garage.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
My DJ office is my garage.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of like on my, he broke it down when I was doing I just did my tax when I did my business tax.
Let me hold some.
It's a certain I
ain't got it.
So with that, he asked me how much my light bill was, how much my gas bill, water, yada yada yada, and then they take certain percent. Like they got this algorithm that they take a percentage from, and then that's what they write off in it.
Yeah, he ain't do that with your cell phone too.
Yeah, my cell phone.
Yeah, but it's because all your calls, your business calls. That's
all
my business calls. It's everything. Yeah, but it's just good to see. Like we said, we was wondering what Diddy was doing and how they growing and how he set the mark. But he ain't doing shit with this new band. I'll tell you that now. Ain't no goddamn new band.
Give me some cheesecake. Cambodian breast milk.
Yeah, Daisy Bell.
Yeah, breast milk.
Make my day.
What's funnier, when he did that or when he was doing R. Kelly?
I think making of the banjo was funny because he was like the 5 greatest.
That's
the funniest one.
Yeah,
I just started watching Dave Chappelle over again too.
Well, honestly, Rick James and Prince are the funniest ones.
The True Hollywood Stories. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially when he's been Prince, he's pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes.
Computer blue. He
Blouses.
started calling out songs.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, yo, Prince, I'm hot.
It
It was like Prince was incredible.
The Darkness Brothers.
I still laugh because Charlie Murphy, that laugh come up when he be.
Yeah.
Had to play basketball.
Yeah.
I still watch Dave Chappelle show.
All right, just off the wall question, real quick. Favorite brand of sneakers?
Nike,
okay.
Wolverine.
Get the fuck out of here. Them work boots for everybody that know. He go to work, he get his money in them boots. Favorite pair of sneakers though.
So mainstream or pop culture say we're not fucking with this person no more. Then all of a sudden, like black people stop kind of fucking with them. I think Chris Brown is like one of the most talented people walking the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think his albums sell well. But the trajectory that he was on is not reflective of where he is right now.
Right.
And I think he should be bigger. And
He will. He might not be as big as he was in the limelight, but he'll definitely, if he's smart enough, he'll be big where he's supposed to be.
And I know he does a lot of writing behind the scenes
think
stuff.
about the Yummy Yummy song that Justin Bieber got?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay on Justin Bieber.
Motherfucker got pink hair in the video. He got pink hair in the video.
I'm cool on Justin Bieber. I'm not really a fan.
Yeah.
You listen to it?
I'll listen to it later.
Yes.
I'm not really
a Justin Bieber fan. He had a song with Trey Songz.
Yeah.
I like that song,
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's because I like Trey Songz and Justin Bieber kind of sound like Trey Songz
that
in
is
it.
Why.
Yeah, because even if it would have just been Trey Songz by himself,
in it.
yeah, it could have just been Trey Songz, and I would have still liked that song.
Do you guys think that some of the artists that were big during, maybe like a couple years ago, like they're dying out, like the Trey songs and stuff like that? No.
Well, Trey has never been the same as he was for a while. His music is good, but I don't know if it's his management or is the marketing side of it, because it's never he reached a peak and then he just came back down.
I think the sound of music changed
Yes.
because when Trey Songz was out, like you had Jay Holiday, you had The Dream, like you had a lot of young R&B dudes that was killing it. Like baby, so like those. That's when R&B was still, R&B. Tank was there, and like everybody was still singing and crooning and whatnot. And I think because R&B has become a little more infused with rap,
that's why
that's where it's coming together.
It's the sound that changed. So I don't think Trey Songz doesn't have the ability to still be Trey Songz and drop a hit. It's just who gonna play it on the radio if right now we listening to this shit.
Just like when I was listening, we was watching the Unsung with Next. These motherfuckers say like, we not making what's on the radio, because everywhere I go, people say they don't like what radio. Then I'm hearing their music. I'm like, Well, they play that shit on DAS. They gonna listen to that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like they was trying to make, but
if Trey Songz made like a grown ass, we 35 and up ass type album, that shit would sell. And I think where people mess up is that they don't try to grow up with their audience and trust that their audience still got their back.
That's why
they be trying to make music for the kids now, the 18 to 24.
That's why if y'all listen to that chick tape, that
I like that shit.
Chick tape, that's some, because he sampled all those classics.
Yeah, but that was dope.
But see, put the people on the song.
But what it is because
the people want the song.
Most main stations stay within a certain demographic. You feel what I'm saying? Most main stations stay within a certain age range, and that's the money they looking for. Yeah. They looking for those big stages. They looking for those publishing checks. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like because the ones when they play it everywhere on every station.
But I think
publishing checks are amazing.
I think the music industry forget that the audience is still there for our.
They
like
are,
when I go to those old school R&B, when I go to those like old school R&B concerts, them shits be packed. I saw Teddy Riley twice last year. Yeah. I saw Tank a couple of times. Who else? Brandy. Genuine, even though Genuine, I was like, I think Genuine need to hit the gym before he come out here trying to ride that pony. But but like a lot of people a lot of people that was popular and that was the Power 99 group still got an audience, still can be played on DAS. They just gotta grow up with their audience. Don't try to sound like the Migos in Future.
Before we sign out, I gotta tell y'all this. There's what you just said, D, was big. There's no in between. You have Power 99 and even on satellite radio. These stations are playing people that's younger than us. Mm-hmm. And then you got your DAS and the others. They're playing older than us. Mm-hmm. There's no... If you just drop straight... Like when you hear a station first come in and ain't got no DJs, you hear all the 90s joints. That's why everybody be listening.
Yeah.
But there's no station that's set right to that. Mm-hmm. But... everything must come to an end. I'm sorry, y'all.
And look, and maybe one day we could be the people that host that show. Because
we gonna host that show.
I still listen to Groove Theory. Exactly. I was just listening to SWV on the way down here.
On our way out.
John A.
This is our goodbyes. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song of all time.
Right.
Ooh. Oh, look. All right, let me come back to you.
We was just talking about my favorite song of all time, Human Nature, man.
Yeah, Human Nature.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
She still don't.
Mm-hmm. My favorite song of all time, like when I hear this song, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. We got 10 seconds.
All right. It's something by, the crazy thing is it's something by Lionel Richie. It's either Lady or My Endless Love, Zoom. Like, it's always something by Lionel Richie. His songs always make me cry the first time I hear them. I'm like, what is this? It's so fucking beautiful.
This is the Untitled Podcast. We zooming out of here. While we lit, because it's nothing but human nature. Hold on, watch. You fucking up my outro.
Oh, okay. Well,
we bad. Zooming out here.
We zooming up here
with his human nature. But all I want to know is, can y'all stand the rain and shit when shit get bad? It's the Untitled Podcast, HipHopSince 1987. We out. I see y'all when I see y'all.
An Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, yeah,
oh, my love. That's my shit.
Hurry up, cut the camera off. She's still singing and
my darling.
Woo.
My angel.